Good afternoon, New Orleans. It's attorney Russell Stegeman coming to you live from the studios of WBOK 1230 AM with the Ask Russell Stegeman Legal Show. I'm attorney at law Russell Stegeman. A lot of you have been listening to us on a regular basis. If you're just tuning in, we cover legal news, information, justice issues in the community, anything that concerns you about police conduct or misconduct, family law. We cover family violence. Anything that concerns our listeners in the legal world is of interest to us, and we invite you, if you're listening and you want to join in our conversation, to call us up here at WBOK and join our show by dialing 504-260-9265, which happens to spell out, if you got one of those kind of old dial phones, 260-WBOK. I am joined today, as usual, by Carmen Afaro. Welcome, Carmen.
Hi. What'd you say, New Orleans?
And after a long time, coming back to join the show again after a long hiatus is Lewis Walker. Hi, Lewis.
Hey, Russell. How you doing?
Yeah, it's good to see you again. How you been, Lewis?
I've been all right. I had some health problems, so I was out of pocket for a while, but I'm doing good now.
Well, it's great to have you. You know, a lot has been going on in the legal world. The last couple of shows we did were concerning this oil spill disaster, which has really been a big concern to everyone in the state.
Right.
And we also been covering the issues concerning the Family Justice Center and the sort of upswing of domestic violence, in our community this year. And although we've added a lot of resources with this Family Justice Center, and mainly the last 2 weeks we've had maritime attorney Arlen Bro here. I think Arlen's going to join us for an update by telephone today, but we've been covering a lot of technical things, having to do with the spill and about the lawsuits that are coming out of it. We had a couple of crew members from the Deepwater Horizon as guests. We had a shrimper on the last show, who thinks his livelihood on oystermen. Says these oyster beds, the water you see on the top when the oil's on it, they put the chemicals on and it goes down to the bottom. Well, that's not good for the oyster beds.
Correct.
So we're really kind of open to. We haven't had much from our callers or just the regular folks, about any of their questions about regular everyday legal matters, and so that's something I kind of wanted to open it up for today. And also, if any of you have had any experiences, recently that you wanted to share with us, again, the number here is 504-260-9265. And, Carmen, you had said you were had some questions yourself about attorneys and judges.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that, not knowing years ago how the court system works and, how what the judges and the attorneys' relationships should be. I mean, I've learned a lot, in the last year. And, how does that benefit you?
What do you mean? To have a good relationship with a judge?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just to start out with, okay, every time I walk into a courtroom, if the judge finds me in contempt of court, I could go to jail. So, having a good relationship with a judge means I get to go home and see my family. And it's all uphill from there. I mean, as far as what kinds of things, if the judge likes you, you mean, as opposed to if the judge doesn't like you?
Yeah, right. I mean, I've gone in and, in other words, say if you don't agree with the judge, say she hands out a judgment and you don't agree with it, and you really don't understand why she's being mean to you. I mean, how do you go about changing her mind?
I mean, and it's, that's that whole thing about you always hear attorneys talking about your rights and we'll protect your rights. And, there are rights, and how effectively you're able to use those rights to get where you need to go, when you find yourself caught up in the legal system, is one of the most interesting things, about law, because a lot of issues don't get resolved because of what the law says or because of what the evidence showed. A lot of issues get resolved in the hallway and the courthouse steps. And so a lot of people come away from the justice system feeling unsatisfied.
Right. So, I mean, what actions can you take if you're not satisfied with the judgment, if you're not, I'm sure there are a lot of new judges out there who aren't really familiar with the law, and they just try to zip through the day. And,
don't mention any names, okay?
What rights do you have? If you feel like you have been treated unfairly by a judge, what are your options besides appeal?
Well, I mean, that's bottom line. I mean, if a judge makes a ruling you don't like, you have a right to appeal. And that's, what happens as a practical matter is, do you have the resources to do an appeal? Is the time it will take to do an appeal going to kill the ability of the appeal to bring justice to you, even if it straightens out a bad decision? So there's one thing to have good laws, and it's another thing to have laws that can deliver real justice to the people that the laws are supposed to serve. People, sometimes get it mixed up as to whether we're here to serve the law or the law is here to serve us. But the laws are supposed to serve the people that live in the community, and sometimes this has been a constant battle in society forever, and it's today as much as ever. It's very hard for a person to really make the justice system work for them, okay? And that's part of the reason why we're here with this show, part of the reason why we like to, help bring these things out into the open is, you're right, it's a good relationship with the judge. What does good relationship mean? Does that mean I fight the judge as hard as I can when I think the judge is wrong? Or do I smile and go along? After 30 years of practicing law, I can promise you, how you act in the justice system depends a lot on what kind of case you got. Because if I got a weak case, I'm going to be nice and friendly and wanting to make a deal. And if I got a strong case and it's obvious what the law allows me and you don't want to go along with me, well, then I'm going to dig in my heels. And so a lot of that is a judgment call, because not every case is really, really clear-cut as to how it should come out.
Russell, I just want to be clear. It doesn't really matter if the judge likes you or not. They have to base their decision on what the law says, correct?
That's the judge's duty.
Right.
Exactly. That's their job. Right. So, and they got mechanics out there that call themselves mechanics, and your car will come away from the garage worse than it went in, okay? And, sometimes people feel like they got judges who do the same thing because we're all human. So you've got great judges, and you got some judges that could do a better job.
Right.
Same with attorneys, same with electricians.
Now, I see leniency all the time as far as, I know quite a few attorneys, and I've been to some fundraisers for judges and whatnot, and I've seen attorneys, the way they act in courtrooms of judges they know very well. And only difference I see is some leniency. There's a lot of fun going on, a little bit of joking. I've even seen this in murder trials, and that's the only difference I ever really see.
Which is, when you say leniency, you mean just that...
I'm just saying that everybody in the courtroom is not as serious. It's
right.
It's just a matter.
Well, yeah, but I guess it's, if you're in there every day, the cases are always serious. It always is concerning, a serious matter.
Oh, absolutely.
For the people in the litigants, but at the same time, I think sometimes people have to kind of do something to cut through the tension.
Correct.
And like I say, there's some great judging going on in our area. We always want it to be as good as possible, and I think every judge is trying to do the best they can. But Carmen raises a point of how do I get justice for myself? I'm going to take a caller on line one now. Hello, Alice?
Hello. Yes.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
It's good to hear you.
Yes. Your menu has changed quite a bit.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Oh, and that's why I was calling Carmen. That little information that I was getting.
Uh-huh.
I never did get that filing of that paper.
Oh, okay. Well, you should have that by now, and we'll definitely give me a call after the show. We'll make sure that gets taken care of.
Oh, your menu has changed though. Trying to get to you is like pulling teeth.
Well, you say because what, the new phone system? You mean?
I'm sorry. What you say?
What, you're talking about the new phone system at the office?
Yes, I had left a message for Carmen.
Okay, yeah, he went ahead and changed the phone system, so someone else is handling that now. It's not me anymore.
But okay. Look, my cell phone number is 504-782-3969. That reaches me directly, okay?
Wait, let me get that down.
Okay.
What is it?
And that may be also affecting you too, because I had a different cell phone number until recently.
Okay, what was that number?
504-782-3969.